remercier toute la foule. Je voudrais remercier monsieur et madame conseiller départemental, tous mes collègues maires du canton, la musique qui est ici quand même, qui nous fait tout le temps des cérémonies, et puis tous les conseillers municipaux que j'aperçois dans la foule, et puis les anciens combattants, les porte-drapeaux, et puis tout le monde et tout. Je vous remercie.
Et bonjour tout le monde, merci d'être venu si nombreux. Si vous ne m'écoutez pas, je suis désolée, mais c'est le maxi de ma voix. Ça va? Maintenant, on va lire les noms des aviateurs. Et puis, chacun, il y aura un croix qui sera mis sur le nom. Voilà. On commence. Comme vous savez bien, c'était le 6 juin, la nuit, que le Lancaster a écrasé ici. Il y avait les morceaux, je pense, partout, mais la plupart étaient juste là-bas. Tout le monde était décédé, c'est sûr. Donc, le pilote, Frederick James Knight, il n'avait que 21 ans. Il était australien. Le Lancaster appartient à la force aérienne australienne. On est en contact avec son neveu en Australie. Et après, peut-être on va avoir les messages des 3 familles qu'on a maintenant en contact. Donc peut-être on commence. Lindal, c'est notre Australienne. Don't face it, you have to fight the soldiers. Flying Officer John James Reed, il avait 21 ans aussi. Il est venu de Upminster. Et tous ces jeunes hommes étaient le réserve, le volontaire, avec la force aérienne. Donc, c'est qui fait Reed? C'est Monsieur Jock. Puis on a Flying Officer William Lynham, qui avait 26 ans. Et lui, on a maintenant un contact avec son, comment on dit, grand-neveu, petit-neveu. Super. Et il y a les différents faits qui arrivent petit à petit. Donc, je demande à Jenny Bloom de placer le croix. Sergeant Leonard Wesley Hillman, il avait 24 ans. Il venait de Shepherd's Bush, en Londres. Ils sont tous très jeunes, sauf une qui est juste un petit peu plus. What's he called? Le nom que j'aime la plus, Sergeant Farewell Harrison. Et son papa aussi s'appelait Farewell. Il avait 23 ans et il vient de Yorkshire. Penny. Sergeant Robert Elcombe. On a beaucoup de contacts avec sa famille actuellement. Il avait 18 ans. Mais quand il a demandé d'inscrire dans les réserves, il n'avait que 17 ans. Et c'était interdit. Mais voilà, il est là. Et maintenant, on a un contact. Yes, please.
Le dernier.
Blood and Stones. Finalement, Sergeant Lionel Croom, il avait 39 ans. Donc, vraiment le plus âgé. Il vient de Wendover. Et ça, c'est Diane. Puis on fait 1 minute de silence, s'il vous plaît.
Bon, maintenant la cérémonie est terminée. On va saluer les drapeaux quand même qui sont venus pour cette cérémonie. Et puis après, comme l'a dit Hilary, il va y avoir un petit vin d'honneur franco-anglais parce que le consistant c'est
Oui.
anglais et le liquide c'est français.
Oui.
C'est ça.
Merci pour cette belle cérémonie.
De la lande de nuit à Montpachon.
Henri Hamet, Notre-Dame de Senilly.
Copca Daniel, Saint-Martin de Senilly.
Marc Gervais, Cerisy-la-Salle.
Martin Jean Bernard, Pont-Drapeau, Roncel.
Lucien Lavallée, Cerisy-la-Salle.
Jean Bouton, Cerisy-la-Salle.
Georges Turgis, Saint-Denis-de-Vétus.
Dufouchard de Savigny.
Michel Rouland, Saint-Denis-le-Vêtu.
Gérard Noël Savigny.
Lucien de Suèvre, Notre-Dame de Sny.
Clément Damien Belval.
Renan Guénet Camtour.
Michel Marguerite, président de Cerisy-la-Salle.
C'était très bien, sauf le manque de soleil. Et après, je vais parler des messages que j'ai reçus des familles en Angleterre, mais pas ici, c'est trop compliqué. Oh, do you mind me sitting down? Because if I stand up, I'll probably fall over. The first message is from John Finlay, who is the nephew of Fred Knight. And he lives in Australia. It's Sydney, isn't it? Where's my Australian? You can move in a bit. From John Finlay, who's the nephew of the pilot, James Knight. He lives in Sydney, Australia. He has been here twice. The first visit was when I met him, and he came back for a little ceremony at the Mary here to receive his uncle's gold watch, which had been dug up in the 1980s, I think, in that field over there. It was all burnt out, but the gold was intact. And on the back it was inscribed from his parents on the occasion of his 21st birthday. So that's a bit, you know. Anyway, he came again later, a couple of years later, with his sister, who was working at that time in Jersey. They're now both permanently back in Australia. And he's married, got 2 kids, and, you know, it goes on. Anyway, he writes, first time I put them on. I should like to thank the Mayor and the people of Cerisy for their continued kindness and thoughtfulness in remembering my uncle Fred Knight. As I obviously never met him, his death 72 years ago had a massive ongoing impact on my family. My mother often spoke of the devastation soon after the telegram arrived and how her mother never recovered from the loss. My mum and my aunt, Fred's sisters, are no longer with us, but to have members of his crew's families, finally, some of whom are getting together, and the support of all of you in Cerisy, his memory lives on. Our thoughts will be with him and all of you on June the 5th. In appreciation, John Finlay. The second one is a message from David Brocklehurst, who is the great nephew of William Lynham. Where's he? Over there. My father and I were humbled and overwhelmed to see all the generations of the village of Cerisy-la-Salle remembering the air crew and those who lost their lives on D-Day. Still, even after over 70 years, to hear that my great-uncle William is still remembered in this way fills us with enormous pride and joy. We wish you all well on this day, and I hope to visit the memorial myself one day. That's that one. The most contact, I guess, we've had is with David and Jenny Elcombe. Elcombe. Over there. They visited, well, although we had visited the military graves of the 7 Airmen in Bayeux, and then, years later, chanced on the memorial to them at Cerisy-la-Salle, we did not know until last year, this is last year, that the people of Cerisy continue to remember in an annual ceremony around the 6th of June. We attended that ceremony last year and were completely overcome and humbled that the Cerissi community continue to hold this air crew in their hearts and remember them. Our uncle, Robert Elcombe, known as Robin, was the youngest crew member and had lied about his age to join the RAF as a volunteer. He was 18 when he died. So his death, as were all the others, a life-changing moment for the families. After their deaths, the crew's families kept in touch for a number of years. But as the years passed, that was not sustained in the same way that Cerissi has continued to remember them. And for that we are eternally grateful. It is as though they have become a Cerissi family in perpetuity, and we thank you. Although not with you this year, we'll be thinking of the crew as Cerissi once more honours them at the memorial outside the village. And we will raise a verre d'amitié, as we imagine you will be doing, in the leafy avenue nearby. Encore une fois, merci. Voilà.